Hi, Pete Morgan, I'm at TV and I'm at Riflecraft, the home of good rifles, so they say. And Andrew, the owner, is a long-term friend of mine who built my first ever decent hunting rifle, his light sporting rifle 700. Has been pushing on with rifles, developing, and he's quite an innovator. And what we have here is the latest innovation, which is just ridiculously good. It's called the Pegasus, and it's quite the lightest hunting rifle I've ever seen. This heavy barrel is not heavy at all, it's a carbon wrap barrel. The action is titanium, and the rifles, to put it quite bluntly, are slicked up beautifully, and the stock is carbon fibre. The whole thing, without a scope, I think it weighs sub 5 pounds, and it's just daft. So what will happen is we'll look at how the gun is built, and will tell us about the features and why and what his thought processes were. Then I'll be able to take one of these babies away and shoot it and test it. So let's speak to Andrew, the man who designed it all.
Hello, my name's Andrew. I'm the owner of Riflecraft, and we've been building custom rifles for over 20 years. But this Pegasus concept started when we started looking at much better components. So typically we would take a customer's own rifle, blueprint the action, put a custom barrel on it, put a fiberglass stock on it, and turn it into a semi-custom rifle. Or we would start with a handful of custom actions and build custom rifles. But the more we started building guns with lighter weight materials, we started to think, what was the art of the possible? If we took the very best of all lightweight components and built them all into one rifle, what would it shoot like, what would it handle like, and what kind of weight would we get down to? So the first big jump was away from stainless steel actions to titanium actions. So this action is made for us from titanium, from grade 5 titanium, and it is considerably lighter than stainless steel or chrome moly steel. So you get more strength than steel for less weight. So that was the first obvious component for us to change, was the action, because it carries nearly the most mass. So once we changed over to the titanium action, we then looked at the proof research barrels. So the proof research barrel is a stainless steel cut rifled barrel which is turned down and then wrapped with a monofilament carbon. And proof research are at the cutting edge of carbon wrapping of barrels. The way they lay their carbon down onto the turned down stainless blank is there is a monofilament which is wrapped onto the barrel. The angle that the monofilament is laid down is changed constantly by the computer, and the resin is blown onto the filament such that you get a solid mass of carbon around the barrel, not sheets of carbon wrapped around the barrel, so that it cannot unwind. More importantly, the angles are critical and are calculated by the designers at Proof Research on the back of the work that they did designing the heat deflectors for the F-35 fighter aircraft. So as the barrel heats up, the carbon tensions, because of these angles, the carbon tensions and makes the barrel rigid again. So normally as a barrel heats up, the steel becomes warm, becomes ductile, and then the barrel flexes and your accuracy starts to degrade. With a Proof Research carbon wrapped barrel, as the barrel heats up, the rigidity is held in the barrel much longer than any other carbon wrapped barrel. So that is obviously our barrel of choice, because whatever the rifle weighs like, it's got to shoot incredibly well first. So that brought us to this barrel blank. The other major component of Pegasus is the stock, and we've been playing with carbon fibre stocks for a long time, and one of the problems with carbon fibre stocks is that normally the carbon fibre stock is made in the same way as a fiberglass stock, and there is a shell, it's filled with foam, and then a CNC machine inlets the area that you put the rifle into, and therefore you cut through the skin of the carbon fibre, exposing the foam core and losing some rigidity in the stock. So we decided to do this ourselves and engaged with some engineers that used to work at Lotus up the road here, and designed this stock to have a complete skin of carbon fibre, even down into the magazine well, the cutout for the trigger group, the recoil lug pocket, the barrel channel. Everything is one constant skin of carbon fibre, which makes the stock not only incredibly light, but much, much stronger than most conventional carbon fibre stocks. Most of the components on a Pegasus rifle are then typically Cerakoted. So we brought Cerakote to the UK. We've always had a Cerakote booth here. We Cerakote for several other people in the industry, but this is a typical pattern that we would Cerakote onto a stock. But it's not just, by picking our components, it's not just the stock that you can ceramically coat. You can coat the barrel, you can coat the action, you can coat the polymer magazines, you can coat the mounts, the rails, you can even coat the optics. And in the spirit of Blue Peter, here's one we made earlier. And here the whole rifle, this is my rifle, the whole rifle has been Cerakoted, including the optic and the mounts, such that this is pretty much impervious to any climatic conditions. It doesn't matter what weather you go out in. I shoot with this rifle pretty much every week of the year, and it doesn't matter if it's January, July, whether it's honking it down with rain or whether it's blazing sunshine, this rifle doesn't change its point of impact at all.
Right, so you all know a little bit more about Pegasus. Great rifle, super light, comes in long action, short action calibers, which is great, even in 338 Lapur, which is the mighty meaty matey. And it's just ridiculously light for what it is. This is the one I've got. It's plain carbon fibre. Comes with a Picatinny router standard, which is quite nice. And they're threaded 18x1. So I'm going to take this home with great glee, dig out some 6.5 Creedmoor hunting ammo, and probably make some for it. And then next time you see this baby, it'll be in the range with the scope on. And then after that, hopefully, we'll be out taking deer. So, thanks for watching. Tell your mates if you liked it. Support the website. And if you need to speak to me, it's at pmore.shootingsports@gmail.com. And good shooting, and I'll see you later.